Hey everybody, this is Tim Lockie, your designated liver, and I am back because I like being the designated liver. It's kind of my thing, so here we are, and I'm so excited to be joined by Catherine Lacefield from both Canada and Mexico. Like, just skipped the whole U.S. entirely, like both sides of us. But so welcome. It's so great to see you again.
Yes, we call it Mexicanadian. That's what I've been calling myself these days.
A Mexicanadian. Okay, I've never heard that. I like it.
Me neither. We invented it. So hey, you're
Hey, nice
the
invention. Nice invention. Okay, where in Mexico?
in Playa del Carmen, which is really close to Cancun. So we're right about to get hit by a hurricane soon. I mean, in the next week or so, but hopefully it won't hit too hard. But it's gorgeous weather.
All right. I think your video stalled out for a second, but your audio is still here, so I think we're okay on that. Can you still hear me?
Did I lose you? Oh my God. Okay.
No, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just said I lost.
Yeah,
you.
I think your video went up.
I had to speak about a hurricane, and then the internet had to go down.
Right. It sounds like the hurricane got there a lot sooner than you were expecting.
So. Exactly. It should be good now.
Right. Okay. So we both work in the nonprofit space. I do tech. Tell people what you do.
I do the fundraising part, which is the part that everyone in nonprofits is always super excited about. As I know, everyone loves going and asking people for money. So I tend to come in and help people to kind of shift their mindset around abundance and how we need to get excited about fundraising. It is fun, fundraising. But it's also the fact that there is a lot of strategy that goes behind that. And of course, if you don't have the right tools, you don't have the right knowledge, it's really hard to do fundraising. But if you know what you're doing and you have the right team around you and everyone is excited about it, it makes it so much easier to go and reach your objectives. So that's what I do. I do a lot of fundraising consulting, either for grants or for individual donations, corporate sponsorships, events, you name it. I'll usually help organizations build up their fundraising strategy.
How did you get into that?
Like everyone, if I would say at least 80 to 90% of people that work in fundraising, I fell into it by working in an animal shelter and just through my work, realizing that I could just ask people when they were bringing in animals to make a donation to support the care of the animal. And people just started giving. And I was like, why isn't everyone doing this? We could make so much more money for the shelter. And I just started learning more and more about that, went to school to do a certificate in nonprofit management, learn kind of more the actual practical ropes. And then for 5 years, helped doing fundraising for an animal rights organization. And the rest is history. Kind of been studying and working in philanthropy ever since.
The animal shelter upsell, right? Like, yeah. Why? Okay. What do you think it is? Why didn't more of your coworkers do that?
Well, like anything, and I'm sure in the tech world, it's very similar of people have these silos of, oh, no, that's not my job. So I'm going to do the reception or I'm going to do adoption. And it was not encouraged. And in most organizations, fundraising and development is really seen like the necessary evil that, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, I feel bad. So people are just not comfortable about asking for donations. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to integrate it into their services and other programs. So it becomes like the crazy uncle in the closet that no one wants to let out. The same thing kind of happens in fundraising. And most people, it doesn't come naturally to them to be comfortable to ask for money. We have a lot of this weird taboo around money still to this day, which is insane to me. So I think that's one of the major factors, that it's siloed, segregated into all of these different departments, and that it's not integrated into an overall strategy for most nonprofits.
Yeah, you were comparing it to the tech, and I think that I think it is isolating, right? Like I feel like these are really isolated roles in nonprofits. And I feel like one extra piece on that is that in a lot of smaller nonprofit shops, the tech person isn't even officially a tech person. That's like an add-on to other things that they're doing. And so it's isolating, and people don't even see it as a real thing. So that's definitely one of the similarities and differences in fundraising and tech.
But even fundraising is sometimes added on of like, okay, you're going to do all of our communications. Oh, and can you also do fundraising? It's often
really? Okay, I did not know that. What?
Like obviously in bigger organizations,
Sense.
it's
I just hadn't
considered
thought
a
about it.
separate position. But I've seen communications and fundraising together. Since you're already sending out emails, you can also send out our fundraising appeals. And it's
How,
very similar.
how hard can it be, right? Like it's not a lot of extra work. Okay, yes,
Just another department. I mean,
that feels so familiar. It feels very familiar. Um, okay, and so when we were talking about this and thinking about hopping on live together, we're both promoting something. So I wanna start with you and talk about what it is you're promoting. I'm gonna throw this up on the screen, and then we've got a QR code for people to find with a link to it. But tell us what this is.
so this is the Nonprofit Leader Success Toolkit. So one of the things that I'm sure you agree with as well is that many nonprofit leaders and many people working in organizations don't have the right tools to get success in the organizations. They're often not necessarily the right person, or like you said, not officially the right tech person, or not officially the fundraising person. And so they need the right tools to be able to achieve their mission. And having access to templates, guides, quizzes that helps them put them in the right direction, or I know with your program like the Driver's Ed, well, it allows people to go into the right direction. It's the same thing. So this giveaway is a compilation of between 20 and 25 different tools that people can sign up for and then download the ones that they would like. I'm participating in it as giving away this grant pipeline template that I've created with the most advanced technology, as I mentioned before, for grant collection, which is an Excel template. I know it's very scary. It's a new technology that many nonprofits don't know about. But I figured everyone uses it anyway.
It is, yeah, it's
It's
universal.
accessible.
It's the
It's
universal
easy.
database. Yep.
It doesn't have to be more complex than that. Like we've already talked about, the tool isn't necessarily the most important thing. It's how you use it. Makes it very easy for people to just directly use it right away. They don't have to learn a new technology, and it's very simple to use. So it's really just to support your grant pipeline development. So finding new prospects, identifying them, analyzing them, and even prioritizing them. So some people just have this list of, let's say 30, 50 prospects. And it's like, where do you start? Who do you start with? Do we need to apply to all of them? There's actually an integrated prioritization matrix that explains how are you going to choose which ones to do first and last and why. So it's pretty complete, but I've also added on a 30-minute free grant coaching call for anyone that has any questions or wants me to help explain it to them, or has any fundraising grant related questions. I kind of threw that in of like, might as well, to just give them that extra little helping hand before the end of the year.
And they've got 12 days to act on this, right? 12 days, 5 hours, 2 minutes, and 55 seconds, right?
And now 50 seconds, but yes.
I know, exactly. I'm like running the counter in my head right now. Yeah, I can't stop.
I love that countdown thing. It's kind of like an advent calendar, but for nonprofit fun instead of chocolates that taste stale. So yes, it's only going to be available for the next 12 days. So definitely sign up. Once you sign into the giveaway, you can just scroll down and access all of the different freebies. You don't have to download them all, so you don't get all of these emails, but you can sign up to the ones you want. And especially you're going to want the amazing Excel that I developed. So you just have to scroll down and near the bottom, because we always save the best for last. And you can just sign up and you can receive that directly to your mailbox.
Amazing. Thanks for that giveaway. And I mean, you're saying that it's like not advanced technology, and I think that's great. Like, thank you. Like, that is what we need. We need a lot more simple, ready to drive technology that nonprofits can hop into and drive off the parking lot today. So I'm really excited about that. I think that's great. So thanks for that free offer. Okay, I'm going to tell you about 60 Minutes to Simple, which is a new workshop I've developed, and I am giving away this monthly planner that allows you to create a targeted amount of time you're going to spend working on different tech pieces of work, and it allows you to just show your boss or your mom or whomever, here's what I do. And the reason that's so important is that the work we do in tech is often non-promotable, unrecognized, hard to identify the value of, or even what it is that is happening. And so I'm trying to bring more visibility both to what that role is and also more intention to how we use our time. And I'm kind of breaking the world up into uppercase problems in tech and lowercase problems in tech. And actually, what happens is we're out looking for the best and brightest new shiny tech, which is an uppercase issue. And in the meantime, we're kind of bleeding out because of all these lowercase issues of things we could be working on today if we just took the time to do it. And I'm just trying to find more ways to help people access the part of technology problems that they can solve and help them focus on those parts rather than always looking at what new tech they could do. So this is promoting the Digital Driver's Ed course that we released earlier this year. I am really excited about that course. You and I were talking about the Canadian Recovery Grant Fund, and there are 20 organizations in Nova Scotia right now going through Digital Driver's Ed, and every week I'm just blown away by the things that I'm hearing and seeing in these small organizations that are actually really making significant advances in technology, sometimes for the first time, sometimes with brand new staff that are just stepping into that role for the first time, and it's really amazing. So that's Digital Driver's Ed. Be promoting that in the 60 minutes to simple. So we're just trying to make things just like you're doing, really simple to be able to use and to try some of these tools out.
It's funny how you call it like uppercase versus lowercase. I'm just like, turn off the caps lock, like let's
Yes,
stop yelling,
right.
But
Okay, so here's a bit of trivia. This is really interesting. What percent of books of a book do you think the letters are uppercase in the entire book?
I would say under 5%.
Nicely done. Yes, it is. It is 3%. It's 2 to 4%. But okay, now if it's Hamlet actually by Shakespeare was 5.56%. So in Hamlet's case, you were actually correct. So there you go. But my point is that almost all of the letters in a book are lowercase, and you can't read a book if you just have the uppercase letters. But you can actually read a book if you just have the lowercase letters. You can just make it out because it's that. So my point is, if we would just start focusing on small issues that we can do something about, we would see radically different outcomes in our technology. And that's part of what we're doing at Digital Driver's Ed.
That's actually, I'll make a little fundraising connection there. So many people are running after, they're running after the Caps Lock fundraising gala, and they're spending all of their time and energy doing this gala or this golf tournament that's huge and fancy and shiny. And I'm like, have you like just fixed your donation button on your website? Maybe that would work.
Yes.
Or sending emails to your prospects. Have you done that? Or send a thank you email to the people who donated last year and invited them to donate this year. And so many people, they forget these small things of just optimizing what they already have instead of like running after the next whoever's going to give the speech at the gala. And it makes no sense. And so investing into the lowercase, I like this, is so important in so many other departments as well, including fundraising. So I hope more organizations start thinking about that.
Okay, do you know about small caps?
No.
Small caps? Okay, because my first job was a typesetter. This is so nerdy that I even know this. Okay, so small caps is where you have a tall uppercase letter, and then all of the short letters that should be lowercase are still uppercase. They're just shorter. So it's this, I know, yeah, it's a special version of it called small caps. And I'm just waiting for the right scenario where I can say, yeah, that's a small caps issue. And that's going to be really fun. So just kind of holding on to that one. It'll be good. Yeah. Anyway, Catherine, thank you so much. I'm going to throw your thing up here, both of our things, but yours first, one more time. If you didn't catch it before, here it is again. This is where you can go and grab a free template with tools you can use right now. So really straightforward and easy to use. And you now have 12 days, 4 hours, 56 minutes, and 10 seconds to sign up for that. And then the other one is 60 Minutes to Simple, happening this Friday. It is a promo for Digital Drivers Ed, and I will be giving away a monthly plan generator where you can, in a matter of minutes, create a plan for the next month and show people what you're doing with some AI integration, which is kind of cool. So,
Ooh.
Yeah, it
I wrote this
was kind
down.
of fun to kind of make that. So,
I'm excited.
all right, thanks so much for joining me. It's great to see you.
It was so much fun.